In the year 1781, after 6 years of bloody war, a new nation was born. It was conceived in liberty and dedicated to the self-evident truth that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. The rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that when any government becomes destructive of these rights, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. 6 years later, when asked what sort of government the founders had given us, Benjamin Franklin responded, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." Were the founders here today, how could I begin to explain to them that we are on the brink of losing our republic? The Constitution they swore to protect, preserve, and defend is, for all practical purposes, a dead letter. The nation they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and sacred honor to create is overrun with corruption and political tyranny as government maximizes its power and marginalizes our liberty. If the price of liberty is eternal vigilance, then we as a nation have nodded off. Last summer, we as a nation slumbered, and not a single one of us ever imagined we would be where we are today. But in the aftermath of last November's election, we stirred. And in the aftermath of President Obama's inauguration in January, we were roused into consciousness. And today I'm relieved to see that the American giant has now fully awakened and is filled with a terrible resolve. But did we awaken too late? Time will tell. I would be lying to you if I told you the situation is anything but grim, and the prognosis for this republic anything but tenuous and uncertain. Nevertheless, I see hope. Thanks to Fox News, talk radio, and especially the internet, where conservative blogs, news websites, and email blasts have accomplished what the nakedly partisan and abusively biased mainstream media refuses to do. More Americans than ever before are becoming aware for the first time of the clear and present danger this administration presents to the future of this republic. Most of the thanks for that goes to you, good people. You have become a legion of latter-day Paul Reveres, galloping into cyberspace on internet steeds, warning as many fellow Americans as you can with emails and blog posts that tyranny is coming. You have diligently kept eyes and ears open, and just as diligently informed family, friends, and neighbors of what is happening to our nation and what must be done to stop it. In the wake of the cap-and-trade bill and the forthcoming Obamacare legislation, you have also become latter-day Minutemen, forming ranks on short notice at tea parties, rallies, town hall meetings, and protests. Not content with simply spreading the word by email or phone, you have become the continental soldiers of a new American revolution, demonstrating with crystal clarity to an arrogantly elitist Congress and an increasingly autocratic president that it is nothing apart from foolishness to trifle with an informed, educated, and patriotic citizenry. And yet, incredibly enough, in much the same manner the British Crown dismissed rebellious colonists as an unruly rabble, the present administration, its allies in Congress, and the lapdog media who carry their water dismissed us as nothing more than an astroturfed mob of ignorant rednecks. And so, on September 12th, 2009, patriots from all across the United States descended on the nation's capital to declare with a mighty roar that we, the people, are the rightful owners of this republic, not they, the Congress. We, the people, will decide what is best for ourselves and our children, not the czars and bureaucrats. We marched on Washington, D.C. to tell the entire Beltway establishment that we, the people, have had enough. I don't know how many of you were able to attend that great march. I was there. I was one of the leaders of the march down Pennsylvania Avenue. And I'll never forget what happened on that incredible day. By the time we arrived at Capitol Hill, hundreds of thousands of people had already gathered there to cheer us. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the crowd had grown to a size of nearly 1.5 million people. And still, they kept pouring in from every avenue and street. This was no astroturfed mob, but over 1 million ordinary average Americans, many of them who went into debt to fund their journey. They came out of love for this nation and for all the goodness and greatness our republic represents. They came to defend freedom and announce that the time has come to return to the principles of limited government and free enterprise that made America a beacon of liberty and prosperity. They came to announce that the United States of America is still the last best hope of humanity on earth, and for as long as they can draw breath, they will fight to defend her. September 12th, 2009 was indeed a good day for liberty. But did Congress and the White House see and hear what happened? They certainly did, but far from diminishing their resolve, it only made them more determined to ram their agenda down the nation's collective throat as soon as possible before November of 2010, because they know the wrath of the American people will be unsparing and without mercy on Election Day. Needless to say, this will not be an easy fight, and the outcome will be far from certain. To make matters worse, there are those in our own ranks, no less, who insist the future lies along the moderate, bipartisan path. They tell us conservatism is dead, that its principles are outdated, and that the era of big government is here to stay. 30 years ago, Ronald Reagan would have none of that. He took his message of smaller government and greater personal liberty directly to the people, who twice elected him president in landslide margins. Reagan was vindicated. Today's new conservatives are the direct heirs to the fortune of his legacy. They are principled leaders who proudly hold the Reagan banner aloft and proclaim that the purpose of government is not to provide us with everything we want, but to safeguard the liberty to pursue the happiness and prosperity we seek for ourselves and for our children. They are drawing into the fold ever-increasing numbers of Americans for whom this message resonates, and we're seeing evidence of this in elections in Virginia, upstate New York, and here in New Jersey, where the conservative candidates are gaining support, and the candidates who are Republican in name only are losing support. If we are to survive this raging political storm, we must be prepared to jettison those who are Republican in name only. In order to effectively defeat Obama and the Democrats in 2010, it is imperative that we not only defeat every liberal statist in Congress, but that we elect in their place representatives and senators who embrace the conservative principles of Ronald Reagan. My fellow Americans, the time has come for patriots everywhere to take a stand and declare, this far and no farther. The time has come to strike a decisive blow, to restore the Republic and secure the blessings of liberty and prosperity to ourselves and to our children. The time has come for the new American Revolution.